Of course, it's very hard to talk about the death of someone we loved, especially if we love them with our whole hearts. Yet in the case of my remarkable mother, her passing on into the eternal life she knew was waiting for her was as elegantly accomplished as she always prayed it would be. On this day, 12 years ago, she awoke to have coffee and watch the dawn break with my dad. She did that every morning. They both spent some part of their day talking to each other from the matching light blue recliners. This morning, though, her beloved brother joined them in the ritual. He seated himself on the couch, and together they all drank their coffee and talked about the upcoming game. For 63 years, my parents embraced the adventure of creating a new kind of American life. No remnants of sod busting and milking the cows for them, especially for my mother, Medrith Ann. They traveled the country together, him driving and her beside him, calling out directions from the map in her hand. But for as much as she loved the road, traveling the country with her partner, there was an even deeper call for solitude inside her, for time with her roses and her irises. On the Saturday my mother left, she boiled a dozen eggs, made beef stew, and readied the shopping list. Then all three of them, my dad, my mom, and her brother, piled into the Chevrolet and headed to Walmart. Both my dad and uncle report that she gingerly ran around to each aisle, crossing items off her list as she delivered them to the cart. Today was a special day for them. It was the televised rivalry between their two schools. Medrith and George graduated from Oklahoma State, while Monroe's alma mater was OU. Before they settled in to watch the big matchup and root for their teams, they decided to go have lunch at Mom's favorite pizza place. She was in high spirits, laughing at my uncle's corny jokes. They said she remarked on how good the pizza tasted to her that day. Together, they headed back home. My parents took their positions in their recliners, and my uncle stretched out on the couch. They were all ready to watch the players wage their football battle and cheer for the touchdowns by their team. Except that, within minutes, they had all three magically and inexplicably fallen into a deep sleep. In fact, Medrith had reclined her chair all the way back. The only movement that slightly roused my father was his little dog Josie, who left his lap and jumped up on Mom's chair. He slightly noticed it, but fell back into sleep. Sometime around 3 p.m., as the game droned on and the two men slept, the gates of heaven opened and Medrith Ann stepped through. What follows is a passage she wrote in her prayer journal. Today I'm going to pick up leaves fallen from the trees, put them in the mulch pile, turn them under, then next spring put the decayed matter around my flowers for nourishment. The acorns are falling, and some will decay, but many will blossom to make new trees for other generations to enjoy the cool of their shade. We caretakers must weed, water, feed, and keep out every varmint, fungus, mold, and evil that would attack and capture the wholeness of what it can be when cared for properly. The fullness of the perfection cannot be seen until it's finished, bloomed in all its glory. Nothing must stop the faith that by work, the mundane, everyday work, will achieve that glorious, graceful perfection. The Rose.